What up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Vibe HT action camera, this little doohickey here. We're going to be unboxing it and giving it a bit of a review, and I shall be telling you the use I'm going to be using this for later on. So let's get into it. So this is the Vibe HD action camera. It's actually 1080p, and it's got Wi-Fi built in as well, so you can hook it up to the phone and go through and sort of monitor your footage and that kind of thing. Records to an SD card as well, which is very nice. But the thing that really sort of drew me to this was it's 15 quid from Argos, which is really surprising. It's I didn't think anything that could be this feature rich could be that cheap. But obviously cameras are getting cheaper these days. So let's get it open and we'll see what it's like. Well, that didn't take long. So we've got some straps by looks of things, different things. Got a USB cable, I'm guessing for charging and sort of downloading your stuff from it. We've got a couple of mounts, GoPro style mounts. That looks like it's a clamp mount to go round something with a little rubber thing. Very nice, very nice. Get off. This is, I think, yeah, this is a tripod mount, so you can put it on a tripod. There's ones either end. Very nice. That's just a standard, yeah, that's like a GoPro sort of adapter mount. I'm guessing that so you can put that on other stuff, and then you attach one of these to it. Again, another one, a spoon. You could like use that and that. That'd be nice. A lot of it is all sticky pads. Sticky pads if you want to actually just stick it to something. One already on there. That's another stick pad mount. Done. We have some instructions, which are, I think, in English. It's probably one of those where it's like covers all language. Oh no, it's just all in English. Okay. Yeah, just general setup guide. What each of the little things, if it's upside down, well, all the little things do. Setting up, charging, and all that jazz. We shall have a look at that in a moment. And now for the main event, which is the action camera itself. Very GoPro-esque, which I suppose you'd expect from something like this. But yes, how do I get it? How does one? Should probably read the instructions. Ah, like that. Sure, that did. There we go. There's a little camera. That's the underwater GoPro. I keep saying GoPro. It's not a GoPro. Will the Vibe underwater case. So very good seal on that. Not bad. Not bad. And there's the camera itself. So the camera itself isn't actually waterproof. It becomes waterproof when you put that on it. But yeah, it's got a little screen on there. Not a touch screen, but it's got a little sort of navigational buttons on the left and right. Yeah, just on that. That's your plug-in for your SD card and your download cable and charge cable. See, it's got Wi-Fi, HD, Vibe. Very good. So let's get this charged up and we'll see if it's any good. Can I just say, when this turns on, it sounds like a rip-off Sony camera. Listen to this. Yeah. So here I'm just showing off some of the accessories that comes with the action camera. For instance, this is the stick-on mount that you saw earlier on, and it also attaches to a tripod mount as well, which is quite nice. Also really sturdy as well. It took a bit of getting off, which is what you want from an action camera. Also, this one here is used to attach onto like a pole for a pole mount, or a handlebar if you're going to use it like on a bike or something like that, which is pretty good. This is a mount that allows you to attach the camera in onto just a tripod without needing to put it into the waterproof case. Again, very useful. This is the waterproof case itself. So that clasp on the top is really sturdy. It holds the actual casing shut really well. It's also really simple to put in as well. Just a quick drops it in, flip over the top and push it down, and it's in there nice and tight. Also, another useful feature is that the case itself has buttons, so you can actually push the buttons on the camera from outside of the case, which is very useful indeed. Well, that's tested its drop capabilities. Okay, this is me just linking the app to the actual camera itself. I'll leave a link in the description that links to the app itself, so you can download it on both the Android Play Store and the Apple iPhone Store, wherever it is. But yeah, you just connect to the Wi-Fi of the camera itself. It broadcasts the SSD, connect to it, put in the password, and then press the connect button that comes up on the app itself, and you're good to go. So it's actually quite surprising how many settings this thing has. Like at the top you've got your resolution settings, and then you've got exposure if you want to up and down, like if it's a little bit too bright or too dark for you, you can mess about with that. Generally I found the auto stuff is fairly decent for what it does. You've got motion detection. This is like, I suppose, to trigger it when like just it sees motion, it will trigger the camera, so you can kind of use it almost like a dash cam in a way. There is actually a car mode, but I'll get onto that in a moment. So you've also got cyclic record, which is allows you to pick the time that it splits each of the segments of the video up into when it's recording. Fairly good. So you've got video lapse, which is your sort of time lapse setting. Pretty cool. You have WDR, which is wide dynamic range. So it's quite nice it has that. It's I don't suppose you'll notice that much of a difference in the quality, but it's nice to have. You've got record audio, which is basically a setting which tells the camera whether you want to record audio or not. This is good if you just want a video only scenario, which is quite good. You've got your date stamp, which is just whether you want a date stamp on the video. I've left the one on in some of the test footage so you can see what that looks like, even though the date's horribly wrong. You've got image size, which is sort of how many megapixels you want your images to be. You've got quality, which is just the quality of the image itself. So I think there's standard, fine, and economy. So if you want to save space on your SD card. You've got capture mode, which is just whether you want to have a timer on your images or not. The sharpness, which is just sharpens your image up, which is quite nice. Quite surprising on this thing, it actually has an ISO setting. You can actually set it to auto, which is what it is currently, or you can have it as 100 or 200. So if you've got a lot of light and you want the best picture quality possible, you can tell it to just force it to be in either 100 or 200, which is quite nice. You have an anti-shaking filter on this, which is, I'm not sure whether it's software or hardware. Probably is going to be software because of the price point of this thing, but very nice to have nonetheless. You have your white balance, which is good for setting how warm you want the image to be, which is quite good. You've got frequency, which is quite surprising to see. You can actually set it so it's either 60 or 50 Hertz, depending on whether you're in America or over in the UK or whatever like that. So whether you're running PAL or NTSC on your power, which is quite nice. You've got OSD, which is your on-screen display, whether you want that to be on or off. Probably good if you wanted to have it turned off and just use the Wi-Fi briefly or whatever. It would save batteries, so you get some more recording time out of it, so that's pretty good. You've got screensaver, which is just tells the camera whether you want a screensaver to go on the screen after so long. You've got rotate, so if you want to use portrait for any reason, you can do. You've got auto power off, which is your standby time for when the camera will switch itself off, which is quite nice. Language, obviously self-explanatory, set whatever language you use. You got your beep sound, whether you want the beep on, so when you do the whether you want that beep sound or not. You got date and time, which is where you actually set your date and time, which I haven't done yet. You've got TV switch, which I'm not actually sure what it does, and the instructions are less than useless when trying to discover what that is. I surmise it's something to do with when you want to actually connect it to a TV or something. You might want to switch between inputs, perhaps. I don't really know. You have car mode, which automatically turns on the action camera when it detects a charge from the charging port and actually starts recording and then stops recording and turns the camera back off again when it's not charging. So very good for like a dash cam situation. Pretty cool. You got your Wi-Fi SSD and your Wi-Fi password, so you can customize that if you want it to be something else, so it's easier to remember. And also it's better than default, which is just 00000. So I recommend changing that Wi-Fi password. You've got delete, which I think is used to just delete things off the SD card. So you can do that individually or like all at once, which is pretty cool. And then you've got format, which just formats the SD card. And on the last page we've just got default settings, so just factory reset the whole device, which is pretty good. And you've got version, so you can see what version of the software you're running. But yeah, that's about it for the settings, so let's go out and try it and see what it's like. Okay, this is sort of an arbitrary test because it's probably better served outside. But yeah, this is kind of what this sounds like and looks like indoors. And this is with good light as well. I've got studio light. Well, I say studio light. It's just fancy bulb sort of setup. But yeah, that's what this looks and sounds like. So I'm going to go outside and sort that out in a minute. Okay, I'm going to redo that bit there just because that was a bit of an unfair test, because it's actually got a really bad audible hum when you've got it plugged into the charger and recording at the same time. So I noticed after I did a bunch of test footage and then I recorded the footage of the dogs running around without it, obviously without it being plugged in, and it was a lot better. So this is how it sounds. I know you want to jump up. Go and run around. Give me footage. Come on. Give me some footage. Bye-bye. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Bubby. Bubby. Behind you. Yeah, this is quite low light now. I've got all the curtains closed, and the only light that is just a reflection from my screens. So it's not bad. Low light performance is quite surprising considering that. But again, how much this thing costs. So we'll move on to the next bit. Well, as you can see, the quality isn't amazing, but it's within what you'd expect for a £15 action camera. And for a project that you just literally want to throw a camera on, and it doesn't really matter too much about quality, but you don't want to like destroy your nice expensive GoPro, so far it's looking to be quite a viable option. Okay, the battery life seems pretty good on this, although I haven't had much time to actually try it in a real world setting yet. So what I'll do, I'll leave a section in the description where I'll update with what it's like and how long it lasts and that kind of thing in a few weeks or months time when I've had more chance to use this. But yeah, so far pretty good. But there you have it, there's my unboxing and review of the Vibe HD action camera. Now on to the reason why I wanted this. I'm actually going to mount this inside my combat robot. If you haven't been checking that out, go and have a look at my playlist on my build log for that. It's also got some really cool event footage and stuff on there also. But yeah, I'm going to have a go at strapping this camera inside the robot. I'm going to drill a little hole in the front and have it so we can actually have a fight's eye view of the battle, so that should be really cool. But anyway, thanks everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment and subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and I shall see you next time. Ta-da!